Hey, good afternoon guys, Tush coming at you. It's Thursday, the 22nd of June, and we're at T-minus 87. Getting pretty close to halfway as far as my days are concerned. So that'll happen on Sunday the 25th. Anyway, back on the driver's side wheel well. Oh, I should mention, I'm actually on vacation now, so I'm hoping to make some time up on this car. I'm actually on vacation until July the 3rd, I think it is, something like that. I think that's Monday. Yeah, that'll be my first day back to work, so I've got about 10 days or so to work on the car. So I'm happy about that. Should be able to get a fair amount done, hopefully. Anyway, so we're back on the driver's side wheel well, and there's the carnage from yesterday. And I think what we're going to do today is we're going to continue on taking some structure out. So what I want to do today is remove this bottom piece. So we're going to drill out some spot welds for this piece. We're probably going to end up just cutting through this piece with either a cutting disc or a reciprocating saw, removing this metal all the way over, and we're going to get to the edge of this box and cut that out. The same pretty much process we did on the other side, and then we'll do the same repairs. So we're going to do this side probably a little less gingerly, let's say, because I basically know what I need to do to get that box out now, so we'll just end up probably cutting more out than we were trying to surgically remove the other side. So anyway, we're going to get to doing that, so we'll break out the grinder and expose some spot welds. Oh, and one more thing, it's payday today, so I treated myself and I bought myself a new pair of gloves. Look, they have fingers in them and everything. So the blades for my reciprocating, or my jigsaw, actually cost more than the gloves, if you can believe that. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that so you can stop giving me grief about my gloves. Wow, they're beautiful. Get a good look at them now, because they're going to last me about a week, I would think. They don't even look like my hands. Alright guys, just about 4:30, and I thought I'd give you a quick update. Things are definitely looking cleaner, that's for sure. We've got the inner wheel well cleaned up, so we've got all that undercoating and glue off of that pretty much, and that's looking much better. We've also cleaned up a lot of the glue and stuck on carpet and jute fiber on this factory sound deadening. So we've got that all cleaned up, as well as sort of the rear area, the diff bump, I guess we can call that. That's all sort of been cleaned up as well. If you take a look at my previous videos of this area, that looks a heck of a lot better than it did. So as far as the repair area is concerned, we've cleaned that area up pretty significantly as well. So we're getting ready to get a flange piece made here. We're going to have to cut this back a little bit further. You can see there's still brazing in here, so we've got to cut that back and make a new flange piece from here to here. And then we've got to make a new floor patch piece with a flange that will go from here to here. That's the objective anyway. Then of course we've got to close in the rest of the wheel well tub. This area up here is going to be a little bit difficult because of the location for the seat belt mount is kind of in the way. So I'm going to probably have to weld this from the inside of the car versus the outside. So things are looking pretty good. It's definitely looking cleaner than it was. So what we'll start to do, like I said, is we'll probably work on this flange piece first, and then we'll work on making the other repair patch panels and welding them in, and then we'll repair that bump stop that we took off the car yesterday. That's the plan of action. We'll come back. Okay guys, quick update for you. We've got the new flange here done. We did it in two pieces because of this little bulge here was really causing a problem for me as far as the patch was concerned, but we've made it, and we've joined the two flanges, so everything is looking good. We're now about to make this big patch for the floor section, so we've got the template material over there and the marker, and we're just going to start making a template for this section here. Alright guys, we've got that floor template made, and again I've got an up and down sort of with where these depressions are in the floor, so we're going to knock it down here where I've got the mark made, and we're going to knock it down here between these two marks, and the rest we should be okay with. So we're going to cut that piece of metal out, and then we're going to do a little shaping by hand and see how it fits in there. Hey, good morning guys, Tush coming at you. Friday, June 23rd, 8:26 in the AM. and been raining pretty much all through the night and into the morning, and I expect it'll be raining all day. Anyway, we are at T-minus 86, so we're going to go back onto fitting that floor patch. I got it started last night and wasn't going so great. I was getting a little frustrated, so I decided to call it a night and come back out and work on it this morning. So we'll finish up welding in that patch and getting it ground down, and then I'll give you a look of it before we move on to the next part. Alright guys, definitely not my finest welding hour, but the new patch is in there and it's solid, so I'm happy to say that we can now proceed on and start filling in the wheel well portion of this patch. So anyway, so happy to say that that air shock pocket is gone on the driver's side now. So we'll move forwards. Alright guys, I think I've decided that I'm going to do a two-part patch here, mainly because this area up in here is going to be rather difficult. So I think what I want to do is I want to create a patch that goes from the top down to about here and across. So we'll close in this top section first, and then we'll do a larger patch to do the bottom section and fix that completely. So because there's a bit of a curvature here, that's a bit of a ragged edge, there's this seatbelt attachment point in the way as well, which is going to be a bit of a problem. We'll probably have to weld a little bit on the inside and then come back and finish it on the outside. So anyway, I'm not looking forward to making this patch, but gotta get her done. So we'll get started. Alright guys, just coming up to 12:20 and the top patch is in, and I'm happy with that. Here's a quick look of it. So now we'll make that big patch to seal in the rest of the wheel well. So we're going to create a template and do a lot of welding. Alright guys, some from our very big template that we made. We've now got a metal piece to be able to go in there. So we're going to clean this up on the edges. We're going to fit it. We're going to drill some holes for the plug welds in the bottom. I've just zinc primed the edge of this. We will zinc prime the back of this just before we're ready to get it in there. But we're just going to wait for the primer to dry a little bit, and then we're going to continue doing a little bit more test fitting before we weld it in. Alright guys, quick update for you. Just coming up to 3:45, and that patch is now in there. It's obviously a pretty big patch. Lots of welding involved. Anyway, it doesn't look too bad. Again, I resisted grinding down the welds too far. I'd rather have a little bit of weld and a bit more strength than making the welds too thin. Anyway, what we'll do to finish this after we get the car sandblasted, that's the plan anyway, is to get this body blasted still, is to wipe this down where it's welded, just with a really thin coat of short strand fiberglass. And maybe a little filler on top of that, we'll see, but it's the wheel well, so it doesn't have to look fantastic, but we will get it looking a little bit better than this, obviously. That's it for now, guys. We're going to work on the bump stop for this side, which I've just pulled out over here. So we're going to clean this up, get all the scab metal off the back of it, and clean up the flanges best we can, and then we'll see what we've got left and we'll go from there. Alright guys, we'll come back. Alright guys, a bit more information on how I went about making that end cap for the bump stop. So here's a better look at the process. So I've got the two pieces of 18 gauge sandwiched together and spot welded, as you can see. And the squiggly bits in the corners need to be cut out still with a jigsaw, so I'm going to do that probably next. Obviously the welds need to be ground down as well. Once I get the corners cut out, what I'll do is I'll bend the flanges, or actually what I'll do is I'll probably throw a few tacks on the end of the this plate before I go ahead and bend it, and I'll also grind it down flush on all corners so all of the edges meet together before I put a little bit of a tack weld on the edges as well. So that's basically it. Then I just bend it in my my bench vise. So we'll show you the finished product. Alright guys, there's a quick look at what it looks like before it gets bent. So just like I said, a few tack welds on the edges to keep it from separating when I bend it. The spot welds have been ground down, so we're going to go to the bench vise and bend it up. Alright guys, just a quick look at the finished product. There it is. I haven't ground down those little welds on the edges, but they'll be fine. So I did a quick fit check on the bottom of the bump stop and it fits fine, so we're good to weld that on and onwards and upwards. Alright guys, coming up to 8:30 and we've got the bump stop bracket complete now. We've got it cleaned up much better than it was, so made a few repairs up here in the sides and top of it as well while I was at it, and got the end cap on, so we're going to try to find out where this is located. We're going to have a look at the other side for measurements, and hopefully we'll be able to get this in the correct position. Alright guys, end of night update. It's just coming up to 9:30, and we have the bump stop box mounted back in the driver's side wheel well, and we've just got it tacked in there. I did take some measurements off the other side. I'm 95% sure I have it in the right location, but there's that other 5% that says don't weld it up fully yet until you check it versus the suspension travel. So what we'll do is once we get the good frame underneath the car and the suspension all mounted onto the chassis, I'll move the trailing arm up without the spring to check the travel and to make sure the bump stop is hitting in the right location. So we'll wait to weld it up fully just to get that other 5% taken care of. I think that's it for tonight guys. We'll upload this. We'll get back out here early tomorrow morning again, and we'll continue on. Got a few holes to patch on this side and a few to patch on the other side, as well as that lower portion we'll probably tackle tomorrow, and then we'll call the wheel wells done for now. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. See you tomorrow.